Hey, this is Judge Waits. Happy Xur Day, happy Friday, happy New Year's, man. How in the world are you guys doing? Make sure you stay to the end of this video because I'm going to tell you my New Year's Eve Wasabi story. Yes, Wasabi. But man, how about them Buckeyes? Holy smokes, beating Alabama? Man, I was watching that game and I was like, it started off pretty good and then it started getting really ugly and I'm like, oh no, not again. Come on, let us beat an SEC team, you know. Oh, and now we're gonna be playing for the championship. This is stinking awesome. Ohio State just barely beat Alabama score-wise, but wow, especially for our third string quarterback. I am just stoked, man, today. But let's check out what Xur has to offer. That's all I'm going to say about Ohio State. You know, just really proud of them. But got some cool stuff. Got some boots, exotic boots. Mark 44. I don't really care about the increased shoulder charge duration, so I'm not going to pick that up. Hunter class, check this out. Taking damage from a melee attack makes you briefly invisible. Heck yeah, yes please. I'll take that if I had a Hunter class. I don't right now, but I plan to. Starfire Protocol, gain an additional fusion grenade. I love those things, but check this out. Intellect 144. I don't know if you've noticed the raid gear is very lacking in intellect for me lately, so I'm definitely going to pick up one of those just because of that. And then Dragon's Breath. Oh, here we go. You get 3 in the tube, and then when you shoot one, wherever it hits, it leaves a solar flare. So I don't like that more than the actual raid launcher, and I don't like it more than the G-Horn, but I'm going to pick it up just to collect it. And I think, you know, leaving a solar flare somewhere might come in handy in the raid, especially when we get to the hard raid, so I'm definitely going to pick that up. Like I said, I just like to collect all the different exotic heavy weapons, so I'm going to definitely pick that up. And then we've got exotic Ingrams back, so swimming it in the moats. I might as well pick it up. I don't have anything else to buy with them. Let me know, is there anything cool to buy with moats? I'm just missing out. I probably should pick up some more exotic shards, but here's what he has to offer to trade in. And you can see all of those, but let me tell you about my New Year's Eve Wasabi story because I don't want to waste your time and everything like that. But I went out on New Year's Eve with the family, with my wife and 2 kids. I've got an 8-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son, and we went to a buffet, all right? And I may have said this before, but every time I go to a buffet, I feel like I have to eat extra because I'm paying, you know, you don't pay full price for your kids, but you're still paying. I think the buffet here is like 8 something for adults, $8.50, and then $5.50 maybe for kids. So if my kids don't eat a lot though, I feel like I have to make up for them and eat enough to actually cover what I'm paying out for them, and that's without your drink, you know. So of course my kids don't eat too much, so I end up eating a lot of stuff. But this is New Year's Eve, all right, and I see sushi at this Chinese restaurant. Did I say I went to a Chinese restaurant? Went to a Chinese restaurant, Chinese buffet, and I see sushi out, and I'm like, you know what, I haven't really eaten sushi, so I'm gonna go ahead. Hey, it's New Year's Eve, I'm gonna try it out. So my wife actually grabs a plate of this stuff and she gets the different sauces and she brings it back. And so I grab one of them and I dip it into this, and I have no idea what's in this sushi. I'm not a big fish person, I don't like seafood, but I'm like, what the heck, you know? So I grab one of them and I dip it in this brown sauce and I eat half of it, and it was pretty good. All right, and then she also had, is it yum yum sauce? Like, I know nothing about sushi or anything like that, but it was kind of like a Big Mac looking sauce, you know, that color, the Big Mac sauce color, like not pink or orange or something like that. Well, anyways, I take the other half and I put it in there and I eat that, and I'm like, okay, you know, I've eaten it, all right. But then she's got this glob of this green stuff, and if you look at this green stuff, it looks like guacamole, and I like guacamole, all right. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna try this. I'm like, what is that? And she's like, wasabi. It does not ring a bell. I have watched the movie, the Cars movie, where Mater eats the wasabi and it's really hot, but for some reason it does not kick in my head and everything like that. So I grab about, the size of a pencil eraser, all right, and I'm talking about the full pencil eraser if you'd rip it out. I grab about that much and I put it in my mouth and I swallow it and I'm like, boom. All right, so this heat comes up and it's like, whoa, okay, and I'm like, you know, and then all of a sudden I get like the dragon's breath coming up. I don't know if you've ever had wasabi or horseradish, and I assume that's what's in wasabi, horseradish, but it like comes out your throat and then it comes up into your mouth and then goes out of your nostrils and you're like, whoa, you know. Well, anyways, as soon as I did this, I eat this, you know, and as soon as I did that, the waitress comes up and she's like, do you want a refill? All right, and so I'm dealing with all this stuff coming up and I'm like, I want to take a drink, but I don't want to miss out on the refill. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take a refill. My wife said my face turned like red and she could just see it like fire shooting out of my nose, literally, you know. So if you ever want to know what it's like to breathe fire, you know, I have to assume it would be like eating wasabi. Oh, so it's crazy, but really funny. I'm still thinking about that back and just the timing of the waitress coming up with that. Don't eat that much wasabi, man. That was killer. Holy smokes. But good times. I had a really good New Year's Eve and really good New Year's. Went and spent the day with my in-laws. For New Year's, we always have this special meal. It's pork, beans, cornbread, this white stuff. What is that stuff called? I have no idea, but it's kind of, I guess, a traditional meal around here in Ohio. So we ate that. Really good time though. I fell asleep. I fell asleep at the table. You ever see those kids who nod off at the table and their head almost smacks it? Yeah, that was me, and everybody was laughing at me. Then I went into the family room, sat down, and of course fell asleep there. So good New Year's, but yeah, got to see my Buckeyes beat Alabama. Eat it, Taboo. But that's all I've got for you guys. Let me know how your New Year's went. As always though, take care and God bless.